So we're here in Aberaeron with the lovely Will Crawford from QUIETNOTE. How you doing, Will?
Yes, very well. It's great to join you guys.
Yeah, it's been lovely doing some walking with you today and yesterday
And
as
yesterday.
well.
Yeah, no,
Whole
I've
stretch.
had full 2 days with you guys.
So can you just tell us a little bit about what you do at QUIETNOTE?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started QUIETNOTE in the final year of my degree at the Birmingham Conservatoire because of lockdown, when I noticed a lot of people were struggling with their mental health and well-being. And something which had always really helped me had been a personal mindfulness practice. And being locked down and having no work as a musician, I thought, well, is there a way to explore the relationship of music and mindfulness together? You know, a lot of people really struggle to get into mindfulness, get into meditation. However, when you start talking to them about music, they've got that relationship. So actually, can we use music to almost bridge the gap between the two? And so it was just a personal practice, and it saw me all the way through conservatoire. And as I was just saying, in my final year, I got trained up as a mindfulness practitioner to go from just having it as a personal practice to it being part of my career. But on that, I think this first meditation that I want to share with you, which will be about 10, 15 minutes, is about being able to, control our mind a little bit better. Often people find one of the most frustrating things with meditation, they'll sit down, they'll close their eyes, and it will trying to create this calm, peaceful environment for themselves. They'll close their eyes when the first thing their mind will do is start to think about all the crap that there's going on in their life. Exactly as you were just saying, Chris, it's about, what about this gig? I've got to make sure I change my strings, got to make sure we get there with enough time to tune and warm up. And that's what the mind's thinking about, because that's all your mind is there to do. The mind is a tool designed to think and look for information. So actually when you sit down in meditation and try and say, stop thinking, it doesn't like doing that. And actually you can't really do that. You can't stop thinking. But instead, it's about being able to control where your mind is. So in a moment, we're going to do, I think, a listening meditation, because where we are, there's such a fantastic soundscape happening all around us and for your entire walk, especially next to the coast. And as we're going through it, the various instructions, if you find that your mind starts to wander off, you might be thinking, we really need to get a move on, or I've got to think about this, I've got to plan that, make sure I contact that person. Whatever your mind goes to, the first thing I want you to do is just notice and acknowledge where your mind has gone. So I might be saying focus on your breathing, listen to the sounds, and just think, I'm no longer doing what Will has asked me to do, or no longer with the meditation, I'm now thinking about this. Secondly, don't feel bad if your mind wanders off, because our mind has been designed to constantly think. So when it tries to do one thing, it's going to look for information and distractions. So it's not about trying to stay with the meditation all the way through. In fact, the mind is going to wander off. So we're not going to feel bad if and when it does. But thirdly, and this is the mindfulness element coming into it, this is the practice, bring your focus back to the meditation, wherever we are, whatever we're doing. Because every time you come back to the focus, you're strengthening those neural pathways in your mind, that ability to stay focused. So the first time we do a meditation, your mind wanders off 30 times, and you're like, I'm rubbish at meditation, it's just not for me. But then the second time, it's 25, and then it's 24 and 22, and as we build up a practice, because mindfulness is not just a one-time thing, as we dedicate ourselves to a little bit of daily practice, our focus massively improves. We're able to stay with it, and so our attention only wanders off 2 or 3 times. Or maybe it doesn't, maybe it wanders off 45 times. There's no right or wrong. And in a sense, we're not really trying to achieve anything, we're just trying to put our energy into what we're doing. Shall we give it a go?
Yeah, please.
So let's find ourselves in a comfortable seated position. And we never really want to be in a rush with a meditation. We've created this space. And either allowing the gaze to soften or the eyes to close, whichever is more comfortable for you. And remembering whatever distractions, whatever thoughts come into our mind, we're just going to notice them, not feel bad, and just move back. Come back to the meditation. So first of all, I'd like you to move your focus and attention to your feet on the floor. Notice any sensations in your feet, any buzzing, any tingling. but noticing your connection through your shoes into the floor, into the ground. And then slowly tracing your focus up through your legs, past your knees, and feeling your seated base, your connection to the chair. Whereabouts on your body can you feel that connection to the chair? And how would you describe the feeling of the chair? Noticing it through your legs, your sitting bones, your back. And then tracing our attention up our spine, through our lower back, our upper back, and then feeling that opening across our shoulders. Notice any tension or stress. Notice any sensations, any messages. And then allowing the back of your neck to feel soft. And letting go of any tension in your jawline. Often a place we don't tend to think about, but we can hold and store a lot of tension in our jaw. Allowing the cheeks to feel heavy and the forehead to feel wide. Noticing the feel of the air on your skin and face. And then very slowly I'd like you to move your attention and focus to your breath. Just noticing your breathing. Often people can be so focused on trying to change the way we breathe using a variety of techniques, whereas actually there's a huge amount of benefit and value to just noticing and feeling the breath. Not trying to change or alter it in any way. Just noticing that gentle rise and fall as you breathe in and out. Notice where your mind is. Is it focused on your breathing or is it wandering off? It doesn't matter, but if it is wandering off, just bring it, invite it back to the breath. You may notice the rise and fall of your stomach, that slower, deeper breath. You may notice the expansion of your chest from both the front, the sides, and the back. As well as the movement of air past your nose or mouth. And then just noticing how you're feeling right now. What you're learning about yourself right now. What your body is telling you. You might notice some sensations of discomfort, pain or aches. And these are not to be ignored or moved away from. In fact, we want to do the opposite. These sensations are as much a part of us as the comfortable ones. And it's moving away and trying to ignore pain, which is probably going to make it worse. In fact, treating it with an attitude of acceptance and openness can be a wonderful way to actually help understand and control that pain. Moving our focus and energy into it. Asking ourselves, how does it feel, instead of how do we think it feels? And then just expanding our awareness from our breath and our body to all of the sounds that are happening around us right now. How many sounds can you hear? And beginning to notice the quality of the sounds. Often when we hear a sound, we relate it to what it is. But are we able to almost practice an attitude of non-judgment? Focusing more on the quality of the sound rather than what it actually is. Yes, we know it's a wave, we know it's the sea, but how does it actually sound? How would we describe it? How would you describe the sound of a wave to someone who's never heard a wave? Noticing where your mind is. Is it listening or is it distracted? And then slowly moving your attention back to your jawline, noticing if any tension or stress has crept its way back in, allowing the back of the neck to feel soft, and feeling the weight of your head on your neck and shoulders. Noticing the tips of your fingers and the fact that they may be buzzing and tingling with a very soft sort of electricity. Feeling your connection to the bench. Noticing your feet on the floor. And then slowly opening your eyes, coming back into the space. Right, get walking.
Thank you, Will.
How was that?
That was brilliant. Yeah. Really nice. What a sound world to do it in as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't have picked a better location, could we?
No.